World Heavyweight Championship match, Alberto Del Rio and Rob Van Dam, two people that I consider perhaps the most overrated stars in the company right now. I have no interest in them whatsoever. I don't want either of them to be the champion. I think that this match is going to suck, and I'd rather it be a 5 second squash and Damian Sandel come in and cash in, and then both the other two guys go do something else and he moves on if he was somebody else. It's not going to happen, but that's what I would love to see happen because I don't want Rob Van Dam winning it. I don't want Del Rio retaining, and I don't want this to be a long match either. I think that this is a really sorry excuse for what's supposed to be the second biggest title in the company. This feud is stupid. It revolves entirely around Ricardo Rodriguez wearing a Rob Van Dam t-shirt.
I still say he would have been a better choice for. He would have been a better manager for Sin Cara, but that's just me.
Well, supposedly it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, and then that fell through. And instead of waiting, WWE went, "Hey, well, you know what? Instead of going with Rey Mysterio, why don't we pair you up with Rob Van Dam?" It's stupid. I hate
sense.
this so much. I think this is so retarded.
I could see a Ricardo heel turn here. I think he's going to cost Rob Van Dam the match.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, because Del Rio is nothing without Ricardo.
I can see it. I can see it happen. I don't see this ending up very lightly, basically, with this.
Well, whether Ricardo turns or not, Del Rio's certainly leaving this pay-per-view with the championship. That I'm convinced of.
So for some reason they've got a boner about keeping this guy like together for some weird reason.
And be prepared, he could be champion for the rest of the year for all we know.
Yeah.
I think that they need to end this Del Rio main event thing.
Well,
maybe not for good, but just for now, like he's been.
To be fair, he's not really in the main event.
Nah, but he's been either the World Heavyweight Champion or challenging for it for like 2 solid years. And
yeah,
he's nowhere near as over as they want him to be. So give up, give it to somebody else. Whether that's somebody like a Wade Barrett that I keep defending, or fuck, I would rather them, even though I don't like it when they do this, I would rather them even give it to like Fandango. Just different.
I had an interesting idea when they were thinking about turning him face. I always thought if you wanted to preserve the Alberto Del Rio character, because let's face facts, that character just to me doesn't work as a face. I've always thought a great way to kind of get that to kind of preserve that character would have probably been to write him off TV and maybe have him come back as his face counterpart from Mexico as his Dos Caras Jr. character. I mean, it's something. It would be something different for him to do.
They probably wouldn't want to do that because they wouldn't own the rights to the name. You know how they switched Mystico to Sin Cara?
Fair enough.
But hey, I'd be up for it. Even if that meant him still being a focal point, it would just be something different. I'm tired of Del Rio coming out and just having the same shit, because whether it's John Cena in the same old shit or Triple H in the same old shit, when you get into a rut and it's not working, you have to try something different. Rob Van Dam's done the same goddamn thing for God knows how many years. Del Rio's doing the same thing, and I could not care less. If anything was going to be a bathroom break for me during this pay-per-view, it's this match. And that's saying a lot, considering
I agree with you as well. I agree.
Really?
For me, it's going to be my bathroom break. I just don't.
You
don't
haven't
really see
enjoyed their TV matches like at all. I thought they had pretty good chemistry with one another.
No. I haven't liked them at all. Nope.
Is it just because of who they are, or because you really don't like what you're seeing in the ring?
I don't like either of them really in the ring. I think that Rob Van Dam, and I touched upon this on my last Bleach Report article. I think Van Dam is kind of one of those guys where he does like 3 moves that a lot of people like, and if you don't like those 3 moves, it suddenly is kind of like the whole. What's a good way to put this? Like the whole facade is broken. And then you can kind of see that he doesn't really have any technical skills. He's kind of just like, he goes through the motions a lot. And Del Rio, he's not bad at all. I mean, he's certainly somebody who, if he was on an independent scene, he'd be fucking amazing. Or if he was in TNA, he would be their champion. He would be great. But WWE, the way that they push him, he's nowhere near as good as they push him for. And he's kind of just generic. He's generic good. Like, he's never wrestles like bad matches. He just doesn't wrestle anything interesting to me. Kind of like the way that Matt Hardy is. Like, he doesn't do a bad job. He's not botching all over the place like Sin Cara and quitting in the middle of, or not even the middle of the match, it was the beginning of the match. He's just nothing special. And when you have somebody who's nothing special against somebody else who is nothing special, you don't get anything really good out of it. I think Del Rio has had good matches, but only with people that they're responsible for the good match. You know what I mean? Like a Dolph Ziggler. Or if he would,
or Christian.
Yeah, Christian.
He always has good matches with Christian all the time.
Even Randy Orton. I think that Randy Orton and Del Rio have had some decent matches in the past. CM Punk, you know.
Oh, for sure.
But if you put Del Rio against R-Truth, you're not going to get crap out of it. Because R-Truth is the same type of guy.
Well, R-Truth wouldn't be lasting more than 5 minutes in such an occasion anyway.
No.
He'd be tapping out to that cross arm breaker within under 10 minutes for sure.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've liked what I've seen from these guys on TV, so I'm not completely dismissing it. But the outcome is certainly not in question here whatsoever. Same champion going in, same champion coming out.
We all going with Del Rio?
Oh, yeah.
Miguel and Burhan, Del Rio?
Yeah. I'd like to see RVD with the belt, but it is what it is.
Del Rio. There's no way RVD's going to get the belt. I think he's going to try, especially with the whole thing of quitting weed and stuff. It seems like he wants to be in that top position, but I just don't see it.
All right, we're going to end this in the next part with the WWE Championship, Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan.